Mr. Amazon here, FishTankTV.com. I wanted to do a little video on lighting. A lot of other people have done this. Dustin just did a video about lighting, and I want to bring up some good points that he mentioned about low-tech plants, or excuse me, lighting in a low-tech planted tank. Now I will say that this is a dirt tank. Everyone has different ways about doing their dirt tank. Some people like to mix their dirt with other things, additives such as ferts, things like that. I haven't really used, to be honest, I haven't used any root tabs in this tank. I tried liquid ferts for a while, but all I ended up getting out of it was algae. No noticeable growth. So all the growth in this tank here, let me turn this light back on. All the growth I've had in this tank is with just dirt and what's in here. What I did was, when I mixed my dirt up for this tank, I wanted to do a lot of foreground plants, and I wanted to make sure that their roots would be able to move through my gravel into my dirt. So what I simply did was mix the dirt with play sand, which it's very apparent up the front. All the tiny white specks you see is play sand. I mixed play sand in with the dirt, about maybe a 60-40 mix, not quite 50-50, like 60 dirt, 40 sand, to make it a lot sandier for, you know, in general, plants, any plant that has roots and touches the soil, make it a little bit easier for them to move through it. I've always figured that if it's easy for roots to get the nutrients that they need, considering the roots are the most important, it'd be easy for the plants to grow. Another thing that I do want to state, that is, when you're doing a dirt tank, your dirt will leach ammonia bubbles, air bubbles, and it is good to poke through the dirt. I use this. It's like a little cleaning tool that I use for one of my canister filters, and I just dig this metal in with a little loop on it down into the soil. I'll just go down through here, just around the entire tank, especially next to the plants, and just release the ammonia about every month. This tank, the depth of the substrate has sunken considerably. I had almost 3 inches of dirt in this tank, and now it's down to about a compressed 1.5 inch worth of dirt, with another inch or so, sometimes as little as ½ inch of gravel and fluorite on top of that. The white pea gravel that's in here was mixed with more play sand that was in my 20 tall from, I guess, about a year or so ago. Almost a year now. This 20 long has been set up since January 1. But the gravel I mixed with fluorite, and it had already been in use in another tank. I used it as just the primary substrate, so it was biologically filtered and full of biological nutrients. I also had plants in it before with just the pea gravel and sand, so I used that as a topper. I remember Dustin stated a long time ago, at least probably video somewhere around 2 years ago, had stated that using pre-existing gravel out of a tank that had been set up for at least a period of 6 months to a year or more was better off talking biologically for your dirt, and worked as a better cap. But it has to do, excuse me, having a good cap keeps your water clear, and also helps keeps the plants in the dirt. Some plants that are a little easier to be uprooted, water sprite, I had trouble getting a root in this tank, as well as microsort. I had a bit of a problem with getting a root in here, and I have it in a dirt tank with sand. And it's just little things you run into. But I'm getting off topic. I want to go back to lighting. And this is technically a low-tech setup on my 20 long. I have had CO2 running on this tank before, but in the last, I believe, 4 months I have not been running CO2 at all. I just got too many problems running it. Even with the higher lighting from the T5s, I still wasn't getting the kind of results I wanted. So I decided to go back low tech, start from scratch, and start from the beginning. And we'll work back up eventually to T5s. But this tank is very shallow. There's only, at any given point, 12, maybe 13 inches of actual water depth. So the lighting on here actually puts it in the medium to high range just with the T8s on here. I'm running one pink bulb and then one daylight bulb, which is a little tiny bulb here in front. Now this tiny bulb here in front is a 6500K bulb. Now the Kelvin rating, the Kelvin rating is the color intensity of the bulb, and a white color is best. The white daylight bulb, super daylight, ultra daylight, you can find them at Lowe's, Home Depot. I believe it's called Ultra Sun, is 65 to 6700K. And at that temperature color range is the best range for plants. You don't want to get in much more than that. You start getting a blue hue, and less than that you start getting like a yellow hue, and you don't want that. It's not close to the sun, which is your ultimate goal. But I just wanted to bring that up, that it is okay to continue running T5s, T12s, whatever you want. You don't have to upgrade to a T5, and people should really stop thinking about how many watts they have on their tank. The watts number is irrelevant. That's just imaginary number, like horsepower versus torque. Horsepower is friggin' imaginary. Torque is what matters. Well, the intensity of the bulb is what matters. And I would like to show that. I want to show this just under. You can see this with the daylight bulb, and yes, it looks nice and bright, all nice and yummy. But with that turned off, I really wish it would do more justice on video. But it's just incredible green, incredible. And this is all from water changes. I do one water change a month on this tank, 50%, no exceptions. Fish I got in here is one Bolivian ram, one Octocynoclus, and one bristlenose pleco. That's it. Just haven't really felt like adding more fish because I love my plants so much. But this video is getting pretty long, so again, one more time, lighting for a planted tank, you'll need more intense light. When I say intense, I mean color. You need a brighter color light for a tank that does not have dirt in it, regardless of Eco Complete, fluorite, whatever. You need a higher Kelvin rating bulb to achieve the same results as you can with just a dirt tank. Any cap on top of the tank is fine. Pool filter sand is about the cheapest I've found, and works the best with minimal repercussions from using sand. So I hope this video has helped some. If not, let me know. Any questions anybody has about any of the plants I have in my tank, especially the chainsaw I have in here in front. I know other people have been asking questions. I'll get answers out as soon as possible. If anyone wants a video response, just say the word and I'll do one. Thanks, new subscribers. Appreciate any comments. This is Mr. Amazon for FishTankTV.com. Also check out my YouTube channel at TheOz2106.